Hey, what's up, guys? It is your good friend Matt. We are back again here today at the only place that we always can be. And as you already know, that is Matt's Wrestling Collectibles right here on YouTube. Today, guys, another episode, new figure pickups, episode 96. How crazy it is. We are really on the way to that 100th episode. Like I said, it's going to be by the new year or just at the cusp of that new year. We will get there. So here we are, episode 96, new figure pickups, and it is going to be a good one and a quick one at that. But we have some real good ones here today. And of course, as always, if you've been with me for 95 previous episodes, I appreciate it oh so much. If this is your first time here today, I appreciate that as well. You can get over to the channel, hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. We'll get to that at the end of the video. But here it is, episode 96. And when you reverse that becomes episode 69, and you know what that means. You gotta holler if you hear me, because it's for all my freaks out there. And we're starting today's episode off with none other than Freakzilla. It is Scott Steiner coming out of the WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition line. This is the Monday Night Wars edition of this line. And this Scott Steiner right here, how cool is this? Scott Steiner, one of my favorites, and definitely one of the ones that I was just absolutely dying to see win the world title when he came over to WWE. And unfortunately, as things did not go according to plan, but it is what it is. You know, that was during the Triple H reign, and I don't hate on it in any way. I very much believe that Triple H did a lot for the business in more ways than one. Is still continuing to do so. Obviously, everybody has their opinion. I'm not saying that I think he's the best every day of the week, but, you know, he is definitely doing very well. That's the, I guess, the light of it at this point. He's doing very well for himself. And he has a lifelong and eternal, essentially at this point, almost as much as Vince McMahon, as I feel, as time continues, to go on. It will only build that conversation, build that case. But he is going to be a figure within the wrestling community for a long time. And God bless him for that. I look forward to, what we see, what comes for 2026. I know some people not too thrilled with how Survivor Series went. And all of that is, for another video. But in front of us here, we've got Scott Steiner, like I said. And as a joke, like I said, episode 96, you reverse that back, it's a 69. And of course, for you that have been watching, for the people that have been following along with this, you already know when it comes to Scott Steiner, that was one of the little gimmicks that he had of attire, little details. Had the 69 circled on the hip, sometimes on the front. I'm not sure if they had it in different placements. I know he had a few different ones over time, but similar to how you see the S there on his trunks, but they redid that in, like I said, in WWE. But a great figure here. Very cool. Comes with a straight jacket, newer sculpt of the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, and I love that. You get 3 heads total, including the one on the figure, a set of sunglasses. I don't know if I already said the straight jacket that's in there, which is very cool as well as the chain, headpiece, headgear there. It also came with his Elite figure quite some time back. I don't even know what series that was. Well, what do we got there? 105 Scott Steiner. So, very cool. Very excited to have this. Wish that we could have maybe gotten a little bit of a different choice in attire. Of course, I understand everything has to go together, but it would have been cool if his Elite figure maybe came with different colored trunks, because obviously that one is red. This one is also red. But I guess if you're a fan of red like myself, I'm very happy with it, but it's always cool to get a different color in attire. But very cool figure here. Scott Steiner, like I said, a great figure in and of itself. Not only that, but just this Ultimate Edition is so cool, and really excited to add this one to the collection. Especially after we missed out on the Ultimate Scott Steiner that we were going to get with that WCW crowd-funded Mattel Creations project. It's unfortunate that we didn't see that, so this is kind of like, I think, like a repaint of that body, of that style. I believe that one was supposed to be either black or white trunks, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I believe that's what they were. But either way, we're going to move into the next part of this video, and it's going to be all AEW from here on out. And I've got some really good ones here. I cannot wait to show these off. Very excited, very, very excited to add these to the collection. And just something that I was going to jump on much sooner. I'm glad that I waited. I think I could not have gotten a better price for these. So we will talk about that in a minute here. But let's get into it, and let's start right off. It's AEW Series 1, and it's the OG Series 1, Chris Jericho. So with Chris Jericho potentially coming over to WWE very soon, that's the talk around town, but I'm not sure if that is going to happen or not. I guess we will see. But this Jericho here, reason why I am very, very excited and super happy to add this to the collection. This is the Series 1 original Chris Jericho. This is the original AEW Chris Jericho. As you may or may not know, this set, they were very off in the skin tones. And unfortunately, even AEW Jazzwares, they're having trouble getting it down still to this day, which is, I don't even know how or why, but it just seems to be the common problem. So, to make a very long story short here, the first series, the skin tones and the coloring of it was very off. They re-released the first wave in a version 2, so down the bottom here, as you can see, I will show you guys. Get that Series 1 right there. If you have a version 2, it will say right next to it V.2. And that's how you'll know if you have, or I don't know if it says V.1 or V.2. I'm not sure. But either way, it does say, and that's the worst part, is I should know because I've had 3 of these figures. They're now put away into the bin of stuff that's going up for sale. Maybe it was V.2. Yeah, I think it was the version 2, so it would make sense. But so you'll get that on those updated versions. However, obviously many of these still out and about in existence, and this is the original Series 1. So this Jericho was one that I wanted extremely bad as far as the whole set, the whole wave, that was to come with it regardless, but the Jericho was the one that I wanted the most because it was just like, Jericho, Series 1, AEW, really a founder of the, I don't want to say a founder of the brand because he was I don't want to say that. I don't want to say founder. I want to say that he was, a huge contributor, a huge help, a huge supporter, a huge backer of this brand when it started, and of course becoming the inaugural AEW World Champion. I mean, it is just, again, it's great stuff, and Jericho just proving his longevity throughout time. I mean, we've seen WCW, we've seen ECW, we've seen WWF to WWE, and now, also going over to AEW as well as the New Japan run and also being a part of ROH. I mean, there is just nothing this man hasn't done. I think, and if I could be wrong, but I want to say that I am 100% on this, I don't think Jericho ever went to TNA. So obviously that is the only real stepping stone of, what has he not completed there? That's about it. Everything else we've seen him do. He is quite honestly, if not on the GOAT list, if he's not on the Mount Rushmore, I mean, he's got to be in a lot of people's top 10, I would assume. I could be wrong. Of course, that's your list. I'll make mine as we always do. Hey, let me know in the comments below. Tell me, what is your top 10 wrestlers of all time? Let me know. But Chris Jericho here, Series 1, AEW, and how excited I am to add him to the line. And with that comes many more, right? Because it was a series of 6 figures. And here we go, number 2 up on the block here. Again, original Series 1, Kenny Omega. And this Kenny Omega, I mean, you can really tell from this as we bring this a lot closer. I mean, this is just very, very pale white, almost Sheamus-like white, and Omega clearly not that skin tone, as you can see. So, but a cool figure nonetheless. And again, I'm excited to have this, happy to add it to the collection. It was something that I really wanted to get, and to be able to get these all at once was perfect. So, Kenny Omega, Series 1, the original Series 1, added to the collection also. Up next here, I think we should just show them together, right? Because we've got one, and that's Nick. And then we've got the other, and that's Matt, and they are the Jackson brothers as well as the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks here, I'll make sure we get them nice there. The Young Bucks looking good here. And again, I wanted this Series 1 because I love these attire, the attire that's on these figures. I think it's great. I think they did a really good job with a lot of, just trying to make this line start off really well. I think they had the best intentions. And of course, again here, as you can see, very off in the skin tones, very, very pale white, extremely white. And again, the reason why I wanted them, I wanted the OG original Series 1. I still have the Jericho and the Omega from the second version. I might even have a Cody Rhodes. I'd have to double check. But either way, I could go out. I could buy the whole version 2 as well. But I really don't think it's worth having the figures twice. I'd rather have these original ones. Whether they go up in value, go down in value, whatever it may be, I could care less. It is just, it is about having these original first run figures. I just think that that's really where it's at. I think this is that's my opinion. Again, anybody can state it however they want, but I think that is the way to do it. If you're really collecting, I think these first go around here, these first original figures are the ones that you're going to want to add to your collection. And that's what I'm doing here. So we got, again, like I said, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, and great figures regardless. I love the attire and I love the jackets on them. So very, very cool. And these I don't think had the plastics on the inside. So as far as it goes, I'm sure the Jericho, I'm sure the Omega, I'm sure all of them have some type of staining in some way or another, because that was another thing that they were unfortunately known for very quickly. But very cool figures nonetheless, and I am excited to add these to the collection. And they're going to get hung up too. Going to have to get those up on the wall and make some spots for them, make some room, and I'm sure we'll get them tucked away nice there. Up next, we've got none other than Brandy Rhodes, and I think it's cool that we got this figure as far as, a Series 1 first time around. And I did compare this to her version 2, because I actually also did get a set of the first version and the version 2, both complete loose, way back when I bought a huge buyout of figures. And I will say, out of all the figures, I think the Brandy was the closest one that never really had much change. I saw her version 2, compared it to the original, and I don't really think they did a whole lot different with the skin tone. They re-released it, and I feel like it was very much the same. I think everybody else received a change, but it seemed like hers was very much very similar. At least I could not tell the difference in front of me, other than just being able to look up the code off their feet, which was the way that I was able to determine which one was which. But either way, Brandy Rhodes, very cool piece here. Looking forward to getting the Cody and Brandy Ultimate. That was one that I missed out on. Hopefully it'll come back around, or possibly we'll have to find it on the secondary market. It's going to be a tough one, but we got to do what we got to do, right? So we'll see how that goes in the future. But Brandy Rhodes here, looking good. Love the attire. I think it's cool that we do receive this the way it is, because her Ultimate that we just got from Mattel is completely different. So that is what's nice about it. We'll have 2 different figures of hers, 2 different brands, 2 different lines, and I think that's what's going to make that really cool, because once we get that other Ultimate Brandy, odds are, I don't know if they're going to make any more figures of her. I would assume not, but maybe they will down the road, and unless it is out of ring attire, like some type of, I don't want to say suit, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, she obviously at one point did the announcing, did some other stuff. So if she had something like a, casual dress type of figure, I would probably purchase that. But as far as it goes for attire of in-ring and wrestling, I think we have completed the Brandies once we get that Ultimate Brandy as well. So now, with that, we end with the man himself, the man of the hour, the absolute quarterback of the WWE right now. And it is true, because he is the man that is going to hopefully take that torch and run with it. Obviously, John Cena about to retire within 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks at that. Very crazy to think. But the man who takes over for him, or at least as they believe, we will see how it goes, but it's none other than Cody Rhodes. And it's funny here because, Cody, just Cody on this package, just Cody on, I believe, the other Series 1 package. And as I look up here, his other figure that I have as well just says Cody. I don't know if he was ever branded as Cody Rhodes in AEW, but Brandy Rhodes, kind of funny how that was the case. Maybe that was just a legal thing, and it was easier for them to get around it with her versus with Cody himself. But here we have Cody, and actually he does have plastic around the weightlifting belt there, so very cool. But we do have Cody here. Cody looking very not so good. Very pale. Obviously the chest and top piece a different color from the rest of the body. That's another issue that Jazzwares has had, still continuing to this day. But this skin tone, obviously extremely pale white, and as you can see there, I mean, it was a tough one. It was a tough one coming out the gate on this, but I still, like I said, I love this figure. I really wanted to get the whole set. We do have this Cody here now, which is great. And I will let you guys in on what we paid for this. So, shipped out the door, I paid $77 and change. We can even round it up to $78. $78 for these 6 figures. I don't think you can really get much of a better deal. They were all together, all as one, and it made things very easy. But like I said, $78 shipped out the door to the house, and here they are. So a great, great set. Very excited to add this to the collection. Looking forward to completing the AEW figures sooner than later, as I don't have many left on the list that I need. So I would like to kind of wrap that up and kind of nip that, kind of get it done just, as soon as possible, but we'll see what happens there. Either way, guys, it has been another episode 96. Can't believe it. Episode 96, new figure pickups, and here we are wrapping it up as we move forward, as we move up to the 100th episode. I can't wait to do that. That's going to be a big one. A lot of figures are going to be in that one, so stay tuned. But as always, guys, if you've been with me for 95 previous episodes, again, I appreciate and love you guys oh so much. And if it's your first time here today, make sure you get over to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. It'll give you updates on me every single day, because we are dropping new videos on the channel each and every single day, whether that's new figure pickups, toy hunts in the store, whether it's going to live events, whether it's shorts, clips, game footage, whatever it may be. You already know it is here at the only place that we always can be, Matt's Wrestling Collectibles, right here on YouTube. As always, too, all my stuff, all my socials, Facebook and all that, that's in the comments, that's in the description. You can find it all there. And while you're down in those comments, let me know what was your favorite figure here today. Which ones are you playing the long game on? Which ones are you going to pass on altogether? And which ones are you going to jump on because you need them right now? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And until the next time, stay safe, stay tuned, and I will see you all in the next video.